with a group. I was there January 6th at the bottom steps of the Capitol. And I didn't know I was going to 11 hours before we got a van together. We put 12 to 13 people in it. I only knew one person, but anyway, now we're family. What happened that day was history. 1.5 million people were there.
Yes.
With no mask. And we were there to just represent our country. And there was people from Vietnam, China, Japan,
everywhere.
Even California. And that's another country in itself. And what happened, everything happened in the back of the building, at the back of the Capitol. We were there through the whole time. They didn't give us any bathrooms. There was no food. Everything was closed. They turned off our phones, and there was no police. And a friend of mine just happened to be able to text me right when I got to the bottom steps of the Capitol. And she said,
It's okay. I can hear you.
okay, because I have a big voice. And yeah, he'll tell me. So the Lord just spoke to me and says, Jamie, do what you gotta do. And I'm like, okay. So I told everybody to get their hands together. I said, something is going on in that Capitol. I don't know what it is or what's going on. I just felt there was so much evil. So I got thousands of people, because my voice is very big, to hold hands. And I was just praying, just putting my hands up to the Lord. I've never done this before. And just like, God, please, please just open up the gates.
Yes.
I said, there's evil in there like no one's ever seen before. And it's not about Democrat and Republican. It's against evil.
Yes.
Good and evil. Period. And the devil knows his days are numbered. Oh, so what my question is.
Is that your husband right there?
Yes.
I saw him giving you the
Yes.
idea.
That I know that we're not seeing a lot of things behind the scenes, and I know Trump isn't the type of person that just will give up.
Thank the Lord.
That he's just taking a little bit of a back seat. Can you tell us if there's any hope? Can you just tell us, do you see something coming up very quickly?
So thank you very much for just everything that you said about what you experienced and what you felt. And you're very emotional. Here's what I would tell you, that we are facing, he knows this. And actually, maybe it's partly why I'm here today. And I don't know this, I just feel it. And I think he feels it too. That our country is experiencing something. Never mind what happened on 3 November and all that. We're experiencing an awakening in the country, if you will. We're experiencing a reflection of who we are as Americans. So we are seeing ourselves, and we don't like it. Okay? We don't like this. We don't like this place. I mean, where our country is at, and we know what we can give, right? I mean, my mother and father always said they were, an Irish family, Irish Catholic family, one of 9 children. My father and my mother always thought, you're gonna work hard, you're gonna be good to others, you're gonna treat people like you like to be treated, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna learn, keep learning, never stop learning, and never give up, right? So I was lucky and blessed with that sort of upbringing, which was it was a good, solid foundation of love. And I think that's where we are today. And I think that where Trump's head is at is he's basically like I'm trying to do. We're trying to let this picture be shown to the American people to say, our nation will only last if we want it to last. Okay? It will not last if we won't let it, if we're not in there fighting tooth and nail in our own God-given talents in our own way to do that. And so that's my message. And I think that's where, I believe that's where he's at, because that's where I'm at. And I think that together, all of us are seeing something in our country, because, I could give you a history lesson here today in the rise and fall of nation states over the history of the world. And there's a reason why we use the word Byzantine to say to mean something that's old. Man, that's Byzantine. It's old. That was one of the earliest empires that ever existed on the planet, yet it's gone. Okay, it doesn't exist anymore. So like a lot of nation states that have risen and fallen over the history of the world, is the United States of America, are we waxing like the moon going up, or are we waning like the moon going down? And I for me, while I'm on this planet, and I think for all of us, we are sensing that transition. And we have got to decide that we want to continue to be on this ascendancy of America and American patriotism and this sense of who we are. And I do believe it won't totally be solved by the Christian community. It's not going to be totally solved by the Christian community, because I know who I am, and I know what I believe, and I know how I feel. But I've latched on to this because there's a lot of people in this country, and a lot of veterans, 23 million veterans in this country. Okay? Yeah, and thank you to all the veterans. And if you don't feel the way I feel right now, then something's wrong. Something's wrong with you. Because I'm telling you, and my DNA is just the way I am. I mean, my wife thinks that I'm crazy sometimes, but she knows. Because we both know when we look through the eyes of our grandchildren, and I look through the eyes of my granddaughter, let's say, and I look at her and I say, oh my God, she's not even going to be the age of my mother, her great grandmother, at the turn of the century, like I was talking about, 79 years from now. It's nothing. It's nothing. So in order for us to continue to do what we are doing, we all have to see this problem that we're seeing. And to me, it's this ripping of God out of every fabric of our society. And so we've got to figure out ways to put that back in, and to ask and to question anybody that you go vote for. What do you believe?
Right.
What do you believe? Any politician, particularly on the political side, any politician that starts to talk about themselves or their policies or whatever, it's like I'm turned off. What I want to hear them talk about is their faith and their belief in this country.
Amen.
That's it. And if they can convince me that that's what they believe, then I'll listen to all the other stuff that they want to talk about. Amen. Because right now, they all talk about all the noise, all the other distractions. And I want to hear them talk about what do they believe in. And if they're able to do that, then I think that you're going to choose the right person. Everybody knows what I'm saying. You're listening to some of these people that come around the country to talk about things. That's why Donald Trump